Hey y'all, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. I just pre-shuffled these. I had initially started a reading and we got hella interrupted, so I'm gonna start over. We're using the Light Seers Tarot. Good morning. Let's see how this goes. Sassy Blit. Alright. The first energy that came out of that other reading was King of Swords. That's about as far as I got. Alright. Two of Wands, King of Wands, Ten of Swords, Page of Cups, the World, and King of Cups. I gotta push you guys back a little bit. Two of Wands, King of Wands, Ten of Swords. Making a decision to walk away from something that is painful. Kind of taking a higher spiritual path, perhaps. Page of Cups immediately into the King of Cups. Allowing yourself to find emotional fulfillment, allowing yourself to become the center of your focus instead of what's around you or what others think of you, allowing yourself to release any pain. Three of Pentacles. Finding conscious collaborations, others who are kind of stepping into that soul family energy. Two of Wands, though, is the first energy. Yesterday, the Two of Wands came out, or it was left behind because I was going to use these cards and then I didn't. Yesterday's reading was allowing. What was it called? Something about taking control of your life. So if that feels like it resonates, go and check that out. We have the Emperor and the Queen of Cups. So we have the King and Queen of Cups. So finding a balance within your masculine and feminine energy emotionally. The masculine energy is the doing energy. The feminine energy is the being energy. So really focusing on what brings you emotional fulfillment in both of those energies. And allowing yourself to find that balance. We have the Chariot. The Chariot is driven by the Emperor, which is also out. There could be a masculine coming into your energy. It could be I don't know about love. I mean, it could be love because we do have the King and Queen of Cups, which is obviously an emotional fulfillment. That's love. But we also do have the Three of Pentacles, which could just be a work collaboration. Whatever it is for you, don't make it fit and don't go crazy. What else? What do you want out of your life? What are you centering in your life at this point in time? Is it bringing you emotional fulfillment? Is it bringing you spiritual alignment? Do you feel like it's divine? The Hanged Man, Justice, and the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is about integrity. Sword energy is about the mental. So maybe you're running away from what is not fulfilling you mentally or spiritually or emotionally or physically, all of it, right? And running into, taking a leap of faith. Or maybe you feel like you've been stuck in this hangman energy and your justice is to liberate yourself out of that, right? I want to show you these two. The King and Queen of Wands. There's a lot of focus on red here, which is your root chakra. What is making you feel safe at this time? And if you don't feel safe, what do you need to get there? This Two of Wands energy does speak to travel. Like I said, it did come out yesterday along with the Wheel of Fortune. But I wasn't using this deck. I had initially started to use this deck and then I put all the cards away, but the Two of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune were left behind, so I did incorporate those into that reading yesterday about taking control of your life. If you're feeling like you're in this energy of Hanged Man, like feeling stuck, I want to bring your attention to these colors because they do correlate to the chakras. So yellow is your solar plexus and green is your heart chakra. So that's like this part of your body. The yellow is like your solar plexus represents your confidence. And so taking a leap of faith into your own confidence is being led, you're being encouraged to be led by your heart, what you're passionate about. Because when you follow your passion, I'm watching The Proposal, it's loud right now. When you follow your passion into that's going to make you confident, right? I've grown a lot in my confidence this year because I stepped into all of my passion. I released the need to be perceived by anyone outside of me, and I brought myself my own justice and balance by doing what feels right for me, right? And now I'm in this space of finding conscious collaborations, or at least meeting other folks. I think that's something that I really want. So I don't know if that's helpful. I try not to center myself in these readings, but I'm just sharing because I'm in this as well. When we take a spiritual path, it's funny because I'm getting spiritual bath. Maybe you need to take a spiritual bath, especially with all of this water energy, this cups. The Ten of Swords is painful. It's betrayal. It is kind of allowing others to project onto you and not really doing your own thing. Whereas, these energies are very different. So what do you need to walk away from to center yourself and allow yourself to do so? This Emperor energy is very cutthroat. And we got it along with the Chariot. So I feel like there's some sort of urgency that you may be experiencing or putting on this. Or maybe there's some sort of urgency to leave a situation. Allow yourself the grace and space, and speak to whatever it is you believe in about that urgency. The Chariot is the fastest moving deck in the card, speaking to actual movement. But I was gonna say, because I said spiritual path and then I got spiritual bath. So if you want to take a spiritual bath, you can use Epsom salts, bentonite clay, and apple cider vinegar together make a really good detox. They can kind of extract energy through your pores, or gunk, actual physical stuff. Also, you can use herbs for the bath as well. So look into that. Just do a simple Google search, what ailments you may be facing, and take a spiritual bath. Water is a really great element to work with. Personally, water is my favorite. But yeah. Ooh, the Hermit. Virgo energy. Blue background, and also that yellow that we saw in the Hanged Man. Make sure you're speaking your truth. And if you're not quite ready to speak your truth, allow yourself to get to that space. Do what you need to do, right? At least be open to hearing your truth for yourself. Allow yourself to feel through this, right? I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it does. When something doesn't feel right, your heart will race. You'll feel anxious. I think we all know what anxious and nervousness feels like. If something is making you feel like that, it's probably not an alignment, right? Alignment is more of a space of calm and harmony and flow, allowing you to, again, have that balance between masculine and feminine energy. So you're not doing everything all the time. You're not just, bed rotting all the time, but you have a healthy balance of both. And hermiting is important. Take time to yourself, especially if you have these people who have inflicted Ten of Sword energy around you. Five of Swords. Don't allow your mind to carry yourself away into things that are not real. especially if you are going to be in a hermited space, be very mindful, literally, of what your mind is telling your body, and the way that your nervous system is reacting to that. Again, if you're feeling anxious or nervous or confused, it's not the right path. The Devil in the Seven of Wands. Again, really, really important to create a safe space for yourself. There's several cards that are speaking to centering yourself in protection. The Devil can represent thoughts, actions, behaviors, others outside of you, temptations, bad habits that you have. But I just realized a couple readings ago, this devil is holding puppet strings, and there's a human down here that he is controlling. So allowing yourself to acknowledge what vices you are allowing to get you out of balance, right? Either emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or physically. The first step is to acknowledge that, and then moving forward, make sure you're making decisions to keep yourself centered, right? Whatever those are. I mean, everybody's different, right? Anything else? Oh, I'm so sick of managing other people's temper tantrums. The dogs are at each other today. Niall's going a little bit crazy. I think we're getting snow. I don't know. We'll see. This is a lot, but I'm going to take them. 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands, 2 of Cups, Knight of Wands, and 4 of Wands. So, partnership, we already spoke on that a little bit. I don't really like to focus on love readings, but if you're looking for love, welcoming in love, or finding yourself aligning to a potential partner, make sure you're protecting yourself, right? Make sure you're, in many ways, but also make sure that you are staying balanced within, right? I think I have I'm gonna share, just not take over, but I'm gonna share. I have a fear of losing myself in connections again, because that's happened in the past, and so I've been self-isolating for years. Of course, I'm a mother, I'm never alone, but as far as companionship, it's not something that I'm interested in until I'm fully stable in who I am. And so maybe that's speaking to you too. Maybe this is about a breakup. I mean, it doesn't really speak to breakup, but following the devil energy, it could be literally anything. We have the Knight of Wands and the 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands is about a steady foundation being built. In the traditional tarot, it's very much nuclear family based. In this deck, it's more communally based. So again, with this 3 of Pentacle energy, finding others who are aligned to you, romantically or just platonically. Allowing yourself to really step into who you are, dancing to the beat of your own drum. We've got that wild stallion in the back. Making sure that if anyone wants to mute you or downplay who you are and what you're doing, that's devil energy, especially if you're on a path of spiritual enlightenment. The whole process is to always choose yourself, right? We have the 3 of Wands and the 3 of Cups here as well. The 3 of Cups to me is always representing past, present, future, and also following your own path. Again, with that 3 of Wands here, getting ready to ride the wave, right? Be prepared for your own journey. Anything else? I feel like I want to pull from the Synchronicity deck. Bottom line is always, don't allow others to... my energy is low, and I am at a space, I'm sharing again, not to center myself, but I'm sharing because I had to spend the week with my abuser last week, and I don't trust him around his own son. And then I also had to communicate with my mother, who I've been no contact with. So I'm still calling back my energy from both of those situations. I think when we revisit things that we know are not meant for us, but we are either obligated or there's some sort of I'm getting that double energy with the puppet string. There's still some sort of connection there. It can make us, I don't want to say revert or relapse is also coming, but it can drain us. I mean, that's their intention as energy vampires, as people who have consistently been negative to us, right? That Ten of Swords energy, that Hanged Man energy, people who have wanted you to be stuck, and then you have to like see them in any sort of capacity, regardless of the relationship or whatever, right? So maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's less, whatever the relationship is, there's some sort of connection still there, regardless of how much work you've done and how much you want it to be there. And that takes time to recover from, right? Like, my views are really down, and I recognize that as me still having these fragments of this negative energy that I was just like having to be around, right? I'm not tripping, it's gonna come back. But I was doing really, really well until that. And so I'm looking at my numbers. I don't usually like quantify stuff, but I'm wondering why, because I'm doing the best to be consistent. So for you, whatever that could look like is maybe take inventory of your consistency, the things that are changing, the things that you're not happy about, the changes that have been, and try to find the root cause of what may be causing that. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not putting myself in a victim mentality by any means, but I am being, energy is very real. So when people are here vamping off of your energy, it takes, even if they're not in your physical presence, you have to do cord cuttings, you have to call your power back to you, you have to, do whatever you need to do to serve this justice. Where's the justice card? Sorry, I don't have a good space because I'm sitting you on a pillow. Where the fuck is the justice card? Oh, come the fuck on. Oh, here it is. This is a very different energy. The Ten of Swords, again, this is a deep betrayal, regardless of what it is energetically. And the Justice, this is all balance. It's balance all four ways, four directions, four elements, right? And then we have from the Synchronicity deck, we have Shaman and the World. So remember that whatever process you're in, ultimately, we are all being called to heal ourselves for the sake of the world, right? So when you start to feel really down on yourself, or like me, I'm frustrated a little bit with my social media and how the algorithm isn't really sending my stuff, because prior to last week I was getting really, really good views. My numbers were going up on both TikTok and YouTube, and now everything's like stagnant. So when we start to feel like that, right, remember that we're not in this alone. Remember that we have whatever it is we believe in around us, whether that's our ancestors, God, whatever you call that energy for yourself. Remember that there's protection, right? And allow your feelings, right? Allow your feelings. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel defeated in certain moments, but don't stay there, right? That's that hangman energy. Don't stay there at all. Don't revert back to old patterns. We've already graduated. Allow yourself to move through the lesson, whatever that lesson is. Yeah, teacher coming out. Remember that these are things that are teaching us to continue to walk our path into our highest good. And as we do that, we're going to be modeling to others, right? What's possible if we choose a lesser path, right? Raven, spirit or magic, right? So ravens are very significant or symbolic of magic being very real. So maybe you need to practice magic, and again, whatever that is to you. Within religion, magic can be, prayer. It can be hymns. It can, magic does exist within religion. I know a lot of people aren't ready for that conversation, But whatever you perceive or believe magic to be for you, whatever that looks like that spiritual bath you were talking about, maybe it's just taking a walk in nature, maybe it's, um, journaling or affirmations, or something like that. Finder of lost things. Maybe it's reconnecting to your little self. I think a lot of the times when we start to feel defeated as adults, it's so important to reconnect to our little selves in order to remind ourselves of how far we've come, right? And kind of protect our little selves. Finder of lost things. What else are you missing? That could be like a physical sensation of missing something or someone or a way things used to be, or a physical item, right? I'm getting like a noun, person, place, or thing. Or it could be, your attitude or something less tangible, your relationship to God or your spiritual side, right? Could be something like that. All right, one more. Spiritual guidance. Allow yourself to be open to receiving information from, again, whatever it is you believe, and be persistent. Don't allow yourself to, again, we mentioned urgency earlier. Don't allow yourself to shoot yourself in your foot by putting a certain amount of time, or putting a time frame on your process. Life is the time frame. You are alive, if you're watching this, so you have time to move, right? Yes, we don't know when our ending will be. But there's a saying that I really liked and adopted a while ago. In the end, it's all okay, and if it's not okay, it's not the end, right? So, I hope that helps. I don't have any affirmation cards in here. I should really bring those in. So, I don't know. Don't allow yourself to lose your footing. Don't allow yourself to stay in this energy. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to feel, it's okay to feel your feelings, whatever those feelings are, negative or positive. They're just feelings. They're fleeting. They will pass. Dance to the beat of your own drum. There it is. Thank Niall for that one. Have a good one.